All right, let's go. So I'm going to talk about the just concluded beef between Kendrick and Drake. It's had the whole hip hop and rap buzzing. This is my personal take. I've seen a lot of varied opinions on the internet. Let me just be part of it, but give my honest take of what I feel about everything. A lot of questions about has the battle been fair? Kendrick take it too far? Did Drake win? Did Kendrick win? I'm just gonna get into it and speak my mind about it, what I think about it. So, first of all, we'll talk about artists. Both artists. Drake has been like the leader of the hip hop world in the past decade, not even more. Drake has been seen as the numbers guy, the guy that puts out a lot of heat. Kendrick has been seen as the hip hop purist, the guy who represents the culture, who's bringing rap and hip hop back, giving the essence to hip hop. Personally, I like both artists when they came out. I really used to like Drake a lot. Congratulations Days, So Far Gone Days, really great. And I understand the point of view of other hip hop purists who feel like, well, this isn't the guy that we knew from So Far Gone. That he's changed. And I also like Kendrick as well when he came out with. I didn't really know Kendrick when he came out with the when he was still K Dot, but when he signed to Aftermath, I started listening to his songs and I've been hooked since then. I wouldn't lie. When you listen to Kendrick, there is always a different mood. It sparks something in you that is quite different from the new Drake. I think the old Drake used to do that as well, but of recent, he's just this pop guy. I know there's been lots of shot thrown back and forth, and one of the most standout shot that we know about is the control verse where Kendrick kind of called out everybody's name, which is good. So at some point in the beef or something that had been brewing before now, even before the controversy, because from what I observed, that controversy is more like a reaction to something. They were cool before Kendrick and Drake, but something happened behind the scenes, which I'm not privy to, which a lot of people, a lot of fans are not privy to, but controversy kind of set some things in motion. Drake said some things, Kendrick said some things, and King Kuta and a few other tracks. And in the typical Kendrick fashion, he went on the ground, and Drake had a fantastic run, and then he bumped into Meek, and he kind of crushed Meek. Was it before or after? But he bumped into Meek, and then he bumped into Push, and Push kind of put a stop to his run. Not to his run, but his credibility as a rapper with the whole exposure of his son. But that was by the way. And then the Scorpio album came, and he had been on the run since then. But then Kendrick has been doing his thing, and he came with Mr. Morale. And just as a side note, every single project that Kendrick has dropped since overly dedicated, in my opinion, has been top notch. Classic. They're albums that I always go back to listen at least every once a month. I must listen to all the albums, and there's this feeling that I get every time that I listen to Kendrick album. Kendrick is one of the few rappers now that I listen to their project from track one to the end without skipping anything. J. Cole is another person, but not all. Drake, I think the last time I listened to a Drake project from the beginning to the end, Nothing Was the Same. Even Nothing Was the Same, I still had to skip some tracks. Well, I think I have that. I don't know if it's a bias, but I don't know. Kendrick's projects are kind of thought provoking, which is good for me because we've had older rappers give us a lot of those bars. And I have Nas, I have Big L, I have LL Cool J, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem if I needed bars, Royce the 5'9". But if I needed concept, I go to Kendrick. But that's by the way. Well, Kendrick has been on the low for a while and popped out of nowhere with like that feature track, which was it was off the chain and kind of caught a lot of people by surprise. And this time, there was no subliminals thrown. It was, in your face, I'm here. Let's get it popping. It is stated that Like That is a response to the first person shooter track by J. Cole and Drake. First person shooter is it's a great song. The rapping on that song is crazy. But the album, not a great album in my opinion. I only listened to two songs or three songs on that album. Or those are three songs that I revisited. I only listened to the album once and I didn't listen again. First Person Shooter, Evil Days, and Who the Shoe Fits. Those are the three songs I listened to on that album, and like I don't miss it at all. So when Like That came out, Kendrick basically, took a straight shot at Drake, addressed Cole, one time close compadres, but he addressed Cole. And then Cole was quick to jump out of the bushes and drop a response. The response that we all called lackluster, because it looked like J. Cole was just reacting to the moment, and a lot of people told him he needed to respond, and he thought, well, let me give him something. But it turned out to be a bad idea, which I still respect J. Cole for. He responded, but I told a few of my friends, I said, I don't think it's a good idea for Cole to respond. I think he shouldn't have responded directly. On the other hand, he should have just wrapped circles around Kendrick just to teach him that, well, I can do this. But the truth is, everybody always knew that Cole could rap. In terms of spitting bars, Cole is that guy. In terms of pop and making hits, Drake is that guy. But in terms of giving us substance, Kendrick is that guy. Kendrick is also that guy that would give you a hit, not as much as Drake. Kendrick is also that guy that would give you the raps. I think almost at the same level as Cole. So kind of feels like Kendrick is a hybrid, isn't it? It's good for him. That was where we were with Like That, and I think Drake was on tour and he was kind of, pressured to respond, or he was put on a clock by a few people. His mouthpiece, DJ Academics, was like, well, he's going to respond, definitely he's going to respond and all that. And then he came with push-ups. And when he came with push-ups, I heard the song and I felt, well, this is not a duppy freestyle level kind of diss, not even back to back. I think, in my opinion, I would give push-ups a 6/10. A lot of people, a lot of fans are gonna, throw a lot of backlash at me for that, but that's just my opinion. I can argue with you. Push-ups, was decent meet this track, and then he kind of got full of himself and made a wrong move. I think it's a genius idea. It was a masterful artistic move to bring in Pac and Snoop and use Dre type beat, but he should have known better not to do that, because history has taught us that the West Coast is like a mafia family when it comes to that West Coast region and stuff. So he did that. He caught a lot of backlash, but what he was trying to do was to draw Kendrick out and say, well, I'm outside, I'm waiting for you. Can you respond? Let's get this popping. And he caught a few flack for that. Well, he already baited Kendrick, like, could you come out and let's get down, let's play. 17 days later, we get the track Euphoria from Kendrick, and I wouldn't lie, when I heard it, I got chills. I literally text my guy, I was like, Kendrick dropped Euphoria. And the good thing about the track was, or still is, the fact that when I listened first, a lot of the lines went over my head. I listened again. You listen the first time, you catch like 5% of him. You understand that he's talking to Drake, but you catch like 5 or 10% of it. And then you listen again, and then it goes up to like 25. And then you listen again, and then it goes up to like 50. And then you listen again. Like, every time you listen to the track, you catch something. You catch a new line, you catch a joke, you catch a street shot, you catch, the double entendres, the quadruple entendres, or whatever that Drake was asking for. I would say we got that from Euphoria on. Well, not on, but Euphoria kind of did it for us. The beat switches, the flow switches, the patterns. That is what real hip hop heads were looking for. Core rappers, or people that really love hip hop as an art form, and not just as a means to an end. Because it kind of feels like Drake came into the hip hop and rap scene as a means to an end. Like he had plan. He had a goal in the end. Let me, come through here. When I come through here, bust through the door, this is where I'm gonna go when I get in the house. And once I get in the house, I'm going this way. And kind of abandon the whole basics, the basic idea of how you started. I think that's what Kendrick has not lost. So he gave us all of that, and what I noticed as well throughout the course of the battle was, I think a lot of industry people, even battle rappers, they're kind of jealous of Kendrick and they like Drake. I saw Mickey Fax and a few of his buddies kind of criticizing Euphoria and bigging up push-ups, but I understand Drake has been part of the underground battle rap scene for a while, so it's normal to have some people who would root for you. But what I didn't understand was the fact that they were not being true to the culture, they were not being true to the art, which is crazy. But that's by the way. And then I've never thought about a rap beef or rap feud like real war until I heard 616 in the LA track when he said, who am I not to go to war or something of that nature. And I was like, whoa, this guy is really taking it really seriously. I don't know what triggered him, but that 616 in the LA track was like, I think he's got a lot tucked away, or he's really ready to go. And then I think it was later that evening, Family Matters dropped the nuke. I think it was the nuke. I'm kind of sure that Drake didn't have a lot for Kendrick, and he thought, well, I have this big track. Kind of teased it in Push Up, dropped the Family Matters track, and he thought that that would do it. There's this guy who drops albums or songs every once in a while, rocks, not rocks, but kind of just takes a few things away from the industry in terms of numbers and stuff and goes under again. I've been here, so if I drop a bump or a track that would bump for a while, which Family Matters kind of had that bump to it, with the video and stuff. He thought, yeah, this should do it. I should be able to push Dot back into hiding where from whence he came. But I didn't know that Dot's got other plans. Like it was really, really a strategic move. That as soon as Family Matters dropped, it was like that reaction video RDC where Kendrick was literally sitting in front of his computer and then he said, Drake just dropped. I'm like, yeah, I know. And then next thing was to upload his own track, Meet the Grams. In my opinion, as highly as I rated Euphoria, like 8/10 or 8.5, Meet the Grams for me is the best track off the battle. The mood change of that track, stepping on the balls of Family Matters, was super strategic. That I don't think anybody has ever thought of executing a rap feud like this before. Like literally took off every single oxygen from Family Matters. It couldn't burn. Nobody listened. A lot of people that were reviewing or reacting to Family Matters when it dropped instantly paused their reaction. Like Kendrick dropped and he made some claims on Family Matters that took a lot of people by surprise and shifted everything. That's one about Meet the Grams. The second thing about Meet the Grams was the psychoanalysis. The tune was dark, produced by Alchemist. The production was crazy. Just this piano, just one sound, just going like that. Like very simple beat, but it had this dark tone to it. And then the psychoanalysis kicks in, speaking to the son, speaking to the mom, speaking to the dad, speaking to the, I don't know, the supposed child, then speaking to the man himself or the boy himself. There is no way that anyone would listen to that track. If you take out the third verse where he spoke about the alleged second child, the track is still disturbing. Like that's how it is. That's how crazy it is. And I don't think anyone has ever taken that route in a rap feud where they mess with your mind, mess with your mood just to get their messages across. I just thought to myself, the Kendrick is genius. Take away the allegations there. If you take that away, the track is still genius. It's just the third verse. Take it away, the track is still genius. Still going to change your mood. It's still going to mess you up. The execution, dropping it around the same time that Family Matters drop, will still mess up your mood. And then dropping a back to back almost immediately or back to back to back with Not Like Us kind of finished it. Like it was this 1, 2, 3 combination that Drake didn't see coming, which was perfectly executed. I've never seen anything executed like that before. So I'll give Meet the Grams a 9 for me. A lot of people wouldn't, but I give it 9. Family Matters, I'll give it a 7, 7.5. He had the beat switches, and then he had some good flows in there, which they were regular Drake flows, nothing out of the ordinary. Like I don't see anything extraordinary about Family Matters, and that's just my opinion. One thing I also wanted to talk about is Cole and the other parties' involvement. I know Metro's involvement was there. I don't know what the issue is. That's between them. He did say he doesn't want to say it, speak about it, and if he speaks about it, he's gonna make himself and Drake look stupid. So that will be for them to sort out. Also, Cole, I don't know, a lot of people said he chickened out. I think if you look at it in some way, he did chicken out. In my opinion, I always felt like he shouldn't have responded. Should have either responded by rapping and not taking direct shot, but just showing that I can do this, like Royce did in Silence of the Lambda. I really love that response. I also respect the fact that it didn't sit right with his soul or with his spirit. And if you look at it critically, Cole and Kendrick go way back. They've got history, so I understand that maybe he must have gotten some inside scoop to be like, this is gonna go crazy at some point. It's gonna go personal. It's gonna have a lot of mud slinging. Someone is gonna go to hell or go low. The other person is gonna go to hell and summon demons. You don't want to be a part of it. Cole, you're a nice guy. Everybody knows Cole is a nice guy. He should have just stayed out of it. But I still doesn't take anything away from Cole because still regarded as one of the best of the new school to do it. So that's that. Head to head with the battle tracks, like I said, Not Like Us, I would give it a, I don't know, 7.5. Not Like Us is just there. It's a bop. It's a bop, but the execution was really good. The timing was great as well. Kind of took a lot of air out of Drake's lungs because he didn't know how to respond to Meet the Grams and then Not Like Us. And here's something I want to address, not address, but kind of share my opinion on. A lot of people said the battle went too far. No, it didn't go too far. It was a rap beef. It happens a lot in battle rap. People say a lot of stuff that are unreal, that are untrue. I listen to a lot of battle rap and then they say I'm gonna bring out an Uzi and shoot off your head or cut off your leg or come through your hood and this and that and that. They are not doing that. They're not doing that. So if one alleges that someone's got a child, so it kind of fits with the opponent's lifestyle. So he just felt he would play into that. And if you really look at it critically, Dot said, take it there, I'm taking it further. And that's something you don't want to do. Kind of feels like every time that Drake gets in a battle, he likes to talk about other people's women, other people's family. He did it with Push, he did it with Meek Mill, he did it with Common. There's kind of a pattern there, so everybody who wants to battle with him now knows where he's gonna go, which is crazy. And then he should have known. He should have known not to do that. He should have known to, stay away from people's family and just kept it rap. But that's that for me. I didn't understand why all those battle rappers were saying a lot of stuff. Nobody can confirm if Kendrick's other child is not by him. That is a huge allegation during a rap beef. You don't even mention the girl's name in the first place. Keep it battle, keep it man to man. And the truth is, the West Coast, they're crazy. Like, not crazy, crazy, but like you can see how serious they take these things. And it kind of looks to me or feels like Drake didn't take Kendrick serious. Not that if he took Kendrick serious, he would have done anything better, but just felt like it's kind of disrespectful for you to take an opponent in a rap feud less. Maybe because you sold more records or because you have more popularity. But I feel like what's happened to Drake is simply because his popularity surged because he kind of rode the wave of a lot of people's culture. Like Kendrick pointed out in the song "Not Like Us." Going to Atlanta, going to Memphis and Texas, and then moving to the UK to kind of feel like like a grime rapper, moving to Africa, to Nigeria to tap the whole Afrobeat wave. I kind of sense that he's been still enough doing this culture vulture thing just to stay relevant. And Dot didn't like it because it feels like if you ever observe Kendrick, he kind of breeds and leaves the culture of hip hop. I can't like I'm not that. I love hip hop as a genre. But people who grew up in this, people who feel like hip hop is their lifestyle, you have to kind of see with them, and you don't think or assume that because you've got some kind of money you can now step on other people's culture. Going back to Family Matters, talking about Pharrell like that, like come and get your legacy out of my house or something. That's crazy. Using the AI track, that is disrespectful. That is disrespectful, and I don't know. Some people take these things really, really seriously, and you'd be a fool not to take it seriously. Well, we're now on the end of the battle now. I think the Hot Pot 6, the title of the track was genius, was really smart on Drake's side, but everything aside that was just nonsense for me. I'll give the Hot Pot 6 a 5 or 10 because aside from waving a white flag, I felt like this was a rap battle. You either address the allegations about your crew in a separate statement and then you get on with the beef, or you complete the rap beef before you address the statement. People are saying, well, he's a very big artist. He should have addressed it beforehand. You knew that you were a very big artist. You know that. Knowing that and coming to a rap beef, you should be aware that some things are gonna mess with your image, are gonna mess with your money and your superstardom. Shouldn't have engaged in it in the first place. Should have just, I don't know, avoided it and continue taking your subliminal shots just like that, and then you exchange it until the end of time. But what has happened, and whether you like it or not, Kendrick is the winner of this beat. There is no way you want to dissect it. Of course, if you're a fan of Drake, it's okay to be a fan of Drake and not want to accept that he lost. I'm a fan of Drake. I'm still gonna go back and listen to Scorpio and listen to some of his early works, but he lost it. He lost the beef. That's clear cut. He lost it. Kendrick won, and that's just how it's gonna go going forward. Aftermath of the battle, do I think anything else is gonna come out of it? I don't know. I don't think so. If you observe it closely, the only time Kendrick used the social media in this beef was to release 616 in LA. Kendrick never used social media, even after he's not addressed the beef or anything. That's to tell you that he took it seriously and he's still in his element. Drake, on the other hand, has been running to social media back and forth. I don't know. He's trying to stay relevant, but that's by the way. Impact on the future. This beef impact on the future. Their futures. Well, I think is Kendrick is gonna be on a lot of people's lips now. Drake, I don't think is gonna have any kind of impact musically, but it might have some impact monetary wise in his businesses, which is obvious based on what was said. Going forward, I don't know if they're ever going to be friends or not, but I don't care about that. Nas and J Pen, they were okay. They're okay now. 50 and Fat Joe, 50 and Nas, 50 and Cameron, and a few other people, they're okay now. Even Joe Budden and Game, they're okay. They can still remain enemies. It's not like one is going to feed the other, so impact, nobody cares about that. Impact on the future on other artists, well, I think for other artists that are going to venture into hip hop, if you're going to take it as serious as these guys, then if you're going to get into a beef, you need to think strategically when you want to engage in a beef going forward. You would use this beef and Jay and Nas's beef as one of the reference points. 50's beef, because 50 was always very strategic in all this beef. Like 50 could, if you're in a rap feud with Fifth, he's gonna do everything against you. He's gonna try to block your money, do anything that he can. So that's how serious these guys take it. Who had the upper hand going into the battle? I think Drake had the upper hand, kind of overplayed his hand because he was the bigger artist, or he thought he was the bigger artist, which in my opinion was wrong. He should have taken every single opponent as exactly the same. I already said Kendrick didn't go too far. Drake already went low, mentioning Whitney and then talking about the family, the relationship, and the child. And when the other guy went to hell and summoned demons, he's gone too far. That's bullshit. Did Drake wave the white flag? I think he kind of did, because he kind of understood how serious the other side took it and the impact that the beef is going to have on him negatively. So the Hot Pot 6, kind of a white flag. He's not keeping anything open. I don't ever see Drake openly and actively competing in a beef like this again in the future. But he's going to throw a few shots here and there, I think. I assume that he will. How should both artists move forward from this? Dot is going to do Dot. He's going to go on the ground again because that's just his style. He's going to drop an album, go on the ground again because he's not the kind of guy who wants to stay active out there. So he drops and then he goes back out there. He said it. Do you all think that my life is rap? His life is not rap. And Drake, on the other hand, is going to do the same thing. He's going to do what he's been doing. Go back to the studio, make a hit. think he recently said he's gonna go back and drop some what's next, drop some summer vibes and stuff. So that's what he's gonna do. So they should all, move forward from this pretty fairly like they always do. And Cole, on the other hand, we're waiting for the fall off. We're waiting for the fall off, and we respect your decision to, fall back from it and let the two guys who's been going at it for years duke it out, and they duked it out. When you're ready, Cole, you give us a single, give us the album. Your respect is not lost. The love that we have for you, look, Cole, is not lost. So just keep doing what you do. Take a break, watch the fight. Now that the fight is over, you go back to the studio and you do what you do. Bless us with those decent lines and tracks that you always do. Relatable tracks. Well, that's my take of the beef, my take on it. That's my take on the beef. It's been a good battle. It's been a great battle for hip hop, and kind of appreciate that the frequency of release of tracks, the quality of the tracks, the strategy has been properly executed. So kudos to everyone involved, and thanks to every parties involved. I know the fans benefited mostly from this, not just the fans, the content creators on YouTube, DJ Axe, and a few other guys, Kai Sanat, RDC. I don't know those guys. Those are the three core reactors from this that really benefited from this because they were really active during the beef, and it's good. It's good for them. It's good for their pockets. It's good for Kendrick as well because his streaming numbers has gone up. Not so good for Drake because his streaming numbers gone down. But he'll pick up. Drake, come on, Drake. Peace out. I'll catch you on the next one. Let me know what you think about this little review. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Peace.